I was only here for a month and all my traits, my physical traits went up, through the roof. And coming into camp, I never felt better than any other year.
He thinks outside the box and he thinks of things that we've never done before. When I first started working out with him, I found that certain muscles that I never really knew that would ever hurt started hurting.
This whole aspect of training is just completely different from everyone else. He incorporates a lot more mobility, pliability. A lot of trainers are more strength-based, but he incorporates that along with a lot of other speed techniques and things you won't ever see.
He gets away from the modern type of thinking where you need to look big on the field. It's a misconception in football that you need to look big to play well. He just focuses on the actual components that you need. You need speed to play well, you need agility, you need good lateral movement, and he works towards it and shows you constantly the results of the work that you're putting in and how it's gonna help you.
The main tools that we use, honestly, is we use our body weight to start. So we got to figure out the intent and the integrity and the foundation of your own body and how that moves. We use a lot of resistance bands, but the main tools is we use a kettlebell. Now the kettlebell is great because you can do strength, speed, and conditioning with one piece of equipment. So when you do a kettlebell swing, it's all hip generated. Okay? And when you're in a football field, what do you have to use? You have to use your hips. My job is for these guys to go out there and play football, not to make them power lifters. Power lifters are very strong, but they don't play football. So we've just changed the mindset like that.
I'm as strong as I was in the off season right now. And I've never had that in any football season. Usually you peak right before the season and then you crash. And I've never had that crash. I've just stayed right here.
It's not traditional. Everybody's used to using barbells, dumbbells. And last year we had a lot of injuries because the kids were just lifting the lift. Right? They just thought they were getting bigger, faster, stronger, but they were getting injured, they were getting slower, they were getting stiffer, and we have changed the way that they have seen and to change their mindset. We've had less injuries. We're 85% less injuries this time last year than we are right now.
I haven't had any injuries this year, and this is my first season being injury-free completely.
We've always been prone to having hamstring problems or injury problems, and it was because we were always so tight and stuff. And to get him to teach us how to be more mobile and use our movements proper was a big thing, and it made us a lot faster. And I think a lot of the guys are seeing the benefits from it.
The reason why I think I have a good connection with these kids is that I kind of relate to where they are right now. I was them 8 years ago, and I think the buy-in was easy because they seen that I played in the CFL. I played college football at a high level. So I don't have to lie to these guys. Everything that I tell them, everything that I've seen and I've done, it's true.
He's definitely one of the most influential people in my life, so I definitely look up to him, and I try to relate myself a lot to him and his aspects of how hard he works and his determination.
I believe in every kid, even though every kid's not gonna make the CFL, but the core values that I can instill in them, just through belief and intent and mindset, they can do anything. They can be great business owners, doesn't matter what it is, right? But because they believe in it through this football aspect. Training changes people. Because if they can do stuff in the gym, they can do it on the football field, they can do it in life.
A homecoming's the best, most fun game of the year, that's for sure. You see all the old alumni who have given so much to this program and have so much pride to be a Griffin. And you just really feel like you have to play as hard as you can to represent the city, the alumni, the whole community.
Coming to homecoming knowing the electrifying atmosphere with the guy coming down with the football and the cannon going off, it was really electrifying.
This approach to homecoming was definitely different in terms of it being my last one. I mean, coming in your first year, you don't really realize how fast it goes. And then to see the setting from the team's point of view, it just means so much more because I'm gonna be that alumni, And there's this massive tailgate going on, just the hype of homecoming, all my roommates getting pumped up for it, and I'm just man, it's the last one I get to play in. So when I ran out on that field and the smoke was going and the crowd was buzzing, and it was just, I had goosebumps, and I was just trying to take it all in as much as I could.
Being in my first one, I was nervous because I was kind of thinking this is a big game. I want to perform and I want to help my team come to a victory. And I think I said this is where I got to kind of step up, and this is going to be the turning point for my season and kind of lead me in the right direction, prove to everyone that like I'm the same person that I was before I got injured.
It was one of my favorite games because it was so competitive and we had lots of fans cheering for us. It was a lot of competition.
Our offense really started picking up speed and our defense started locking in for that last quarter, and I think, you know, that was kind of the turning point for us. You know, we were that close to coming back and winning.
We saw what kind of team we are and what we can do. We had a sense of what we can do and what we can accomplish.
I think it just made us realize that it was possible. It made us realize that we have, you know, man for man, we have all the players to make it happen. We have everything around us to make it happen. We just need to put it into action. And so that's what I think our offense just finally realized, that we can do this on a regular basis. It doesn't matter what team it is. As long as we're clicking and we're doing our thing, we can make, you know, magic happen. Just the fact that we were that close to Queens, we knew that, you know, once we were in that similar situation, when we were playing Laurier, we knew we could do it.
At that point, it was just like a do or die situation. It was a playoff game. That's how we saw it.
We just kind of kept rolling as a defense. Like we had gone into that week knowing that their offense was very strong. They have some weapons, but we were just shutting those guys down. I haven't seen us play so hard. Like, we hit hard that game, and we just had this chip on our shoulder. I think it started to click with guys at halftime that, like, there's no more screwing around here. It's like, if we lose this game, like, we're probably done for the season, and guys realize, like, this is playoffs now.
We were down, we were in that situation, and then
Job's pick six. I mean, that was pretty sweet.
My gap opened up, so I hit it, but then I look over, and the QB's throwing it, and I see Tavius get way up there, smack the ball right out of the air, went right into my lap, so just ran with it. Getting at the end, I was getting tired. I'm like, oh, someone's got to be catching me. So I looked back, and there was a guy there, so I just tried to push him off. Then I ended up in the end zone and got to celebrate with my teammates. I think it was pretty important because it gave people hope, got the energy up, and everyone was ready to play after that. And
after Job scored his pick six, they responded very well, but you know, our team didn't fear anything. You know, we were just in that mentality of, okay, this is just part of the game. We're gonna get rolling. We're gonna come back. We're gonna win this. We're gonna spoil their homecoming. It was just an overall great team performance that led to us winning that game, and we were able to carry that momentum from Queens to Laurier, then to Toronto.
We're heading into playoffs. We have a big advantage over, I think, some of the top teams in this league. We faced a lot of adversity, and when we faced the adversity that we did at the beginning of the season with some tough losses, like losing 3 games by 4 points, that's a tough one. That's hard to kind of grasp. And I think then when it comes down to the big games and your team gets down, we know how to fight through that.
yeah, well, everywhere we got beat, it wasn't because of like skill or we're not fast enough or physical enough. It's just stupid mental errors that we have corrected now because of repetition and practice, and we have to give everything we got, prepare as hard as possible, and just play every play like it's our last.
You got to see how much potential we have. The stuff we've shown and the adversity we've dealt with and come back from games, I feel like when we're at the top of our game, like, there's no way we will lose. And we've shown that when we are at the top of our game, it's just like we're a powerhouse. And we just have to play to that because we haven't played a full 4-quarter game this whole season. And that's what we got to strive to do.